welcome back to the most amazing channel on the internet. I'm your host Rebecca Felgate, and today we're talking about the top 10 childhood toys that can make you rich. Yep, that's right, start checking those cupboards, start cleaning out the garage, and maybe poke your head in the attic. Before we launch into this video, I just want to remind you guys that yeah, you can buy a most amazing shirt these days, and maybe one day, you never know, it might be a collector's piece that could make you rich. Good. Link to those in the description box down below. Okay, so what toys from our childhood can we use to fund our adventures? Coming in at number 10, we have the Cabbage Patch Kid doll. I actually had a Cabbage Patch Kid, and I think, do you know what, I could have earned some mega bucks. While regular Cabbage Patch Kids do come and go from auction sites all the time, a super rare 1984 Cabbage Patch Kid doll, still in its original box, sold for $1,000 plus $56 postage in 2017. The item description reads, all in block caps by the way, "I was informed that this was the hardest and most desirable Cabbage Patch Kids doll back in 1984. The rarest of the rare. This is a piece of history here. Baby boy Anthony with pacifier." You really have to love some unsolicited block capitals in your life, like blah. So yeah, if you have any of those babies lying around, you are sitting on a little gold mine. Coming into number 9, we have rare first edition Pokemon. Gotta catch 'em all. Ooh, Pokemon cards are a definite thing of my youth. I even put one in a Millennium time capsule me and my sister buried in my garden. The trading card game had an initial release in 1996, and in 2015 a rare mint condition Pokemon card cropped up on eBay. The listing description simply read, "Rare Pikachu first movie promo card." Good! Obviously the buyer knew what they were looking for, that description was enough for them. It sold for £1,500, so that's over $2,000. That's more than just spare change. Coming into number 8, we have Beanie Babies. Wait, what? So all those years you spent protecting the TY tag of your Beanie Baby was actually worth it? Get out. Too bad you tossed them all out in a yard sale in 2009, right? Fun fact for you Americans, we call yard sales in the UK car boot sales. Car boot. It's true. So it turns out that, yeah, some of them were actually worth something. The limited edition Billionaire Bear goes for around $3,500, but the creme de la creme beanie is Peanut the Royal Blue Elephant, of which 2,000 exist. Now these go for between $1,500 to $5,000. Oh my goodness. Coming into number 7, we have Sylvanian families. Sylvanian families were created in 1985 in Japan and distributed worldwide. They became hugely popular in the late 80s and early 90s. I loved a good Sylvanian family tea party with my mates. These days, the animal toy families are earning a few hoarders some mega bucks. Just a teeny tiny Sylvanian family's Japanese doll of the year sold for £500, so $700, and that's just for one figure. Loads of regular vintage Sylvanian families are going for hundreds in casual eBay sales. Amazing. Coming into number 6, we have Star Wars Lego. So if you have some Star Wars Lego in your cupboard, get it out immediately. Regular Star Wars Lego sells like really expensive hotcakes on eBay these days. My ex-boyfriend actually partially funded his move to Canada by selling his Phantom Menace era Lego. The dream is an original Millennium Falcon, and those honeys can fetch thousands of dollars. According to the website Catawiki, the highest price fetched for an old 5,174 piece Millennium Falcon was $5,500. Whoa. Coming into number 5, we have the G.I. Joe motorized battle tank. G.I. Doe more like, oh my goodness. This rare G.I. Joe battle tank from the 1980s was listed on eBay for a whopping $6,500. G.I. Joe debuted in the 60s, but for collectors it seems to be all about the 1982 new product launch. One of these tankalicious beauties in its original box could bank you some mega bucks. Okay, so less toy, more of a receptacle to keep your lunch in, but to most kids anything can be a toy, especially something with robots on. Yeah boy. Check out this absolute goldmine of a Superman versus the robot lunchbox at number 4. One of these honeys sold for an insane $11,865. The 1954 pristine condition vintage lunchbox caught one buyer's eye at a Philip Weiss auction in 2010. Apparently the vintage comic tin is the holy grail of lunchboxes. there's a genre I never knew existed. Coming into number 3, we have the Black Lotus Magic the Gathering card. So Magic the Gathering, for those that don't know, is a game that was first published in 1993. These days there are around 20 million players worldwide. Cool. By and large, the super rare Black Lotus card is the most valuable, fetching around $5,000 on average. However, one lucky player discovered the holiest of grails when they opened an old alpha starter pack. This is one of the first ever decks for Magic. In the deck, he found the Magic Lotus, and he then sold it on eBay for, brace yourself, $27,302. Good God. Coming into number 2, we have Polly Pockets. So small, but so big. Polly Pockets became a thing in 1989, like all of the best things really, including me. Polly Pockets were a total staple for 90s kids. I had a few myself and they were teeny weeny and very, very cute. Small as they might be, they have a mighty selling power. This year, a Polly Pocket set went for £7,795 on eBay, so that's around $11,000. Who would have thought it, just for like something this big? Would you rather have a car or a Polly Pocket? I know which I'd choose. If only I had some Polly Pockets to sell. While that particular sale is pretty extreme, Polly and Chums are regularly fetching price tags of thousands of dollars online. Finally, this is crazy money. At number 1, we have the Nintendo World Championship 1990 gold cartridge. Hold on to your hats. In 2014, a 1990 World Championship gold cartridge sold on eBay for $100,088. I'm sorry, but like, what? That is actually like a pretty life-changing sum of money. $1,000 could and would change my life right now. The listing said that the cartridge was pre-owned in an acceptable condition with a torn label. It seems that just 26 gold carts were made and were released in a Nintendo Power Magazine giveaway in the 90s, and that's why they're so rare and so expensive. So guys, that was the top 10 childhood toys that can make you rich. Do you have any of these sitting in your cupboard? If so, you could cash them in for a forgotten gold mine. Guys, let me know what your favourite childhood toy was in the comments section down below. I loved a good Sky Dancer, although they were absolute chaos and I think I got a black eye from one once. Ow. Painful childhood memories. Thank you guys for tuning into this episode of Most Amazing Top 10. If you like this video, make sure you give it a good thumbs up, share it with a friend, and stay subscribed for more videos. I'm your host Rebecca Felgate, and I'll see you next time.